Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Good afternoon, Assalamu Alaikum, and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz. The latest roundup of sports today. Let's take a look at what we're discussing. First of all, terrific news for Pakistan, and I think throughout the world we need to celebrate it as well. Ms. Salima Imtiaz has now been officially given the green light to officiate the ICC Global Development Panel of Umpires as well. She's going to be officiating the global matches. She becomes the first Pakistani woman to join this panel. Of course, starting her career as a women umpire in the Pakistan Cricket Board was a great sight to see. But now once she joins the ICC Development Panel, I think it's terrific news. And all of us are absolutely proud of her. And I think we just wish her the best of luck. We congratulate her, her family. It's a terrific moment for Pakistan. I think throughout, across the board, fraternity-wise as well, this is something that all of us need to celebrate because this is history in the making. And I think it's going to set out the precedent very high. The bar is going to be very high. It's going to inspire a lot of women to take up umpiring as an official career for Pakistan. And I think it's going to set the roadmap for many others like Salima Imtiaz Sahiba to join the ICC panel of umpires as well. So terrific news, and once again we send out our congratulations. Then we move on to the Champions One Day Cup 2024 in detail. We of course talk about that, and we give you all the details that you need to know. If you talk about last night's encounters, then Markhors were triumphant. They were absolutely clinical, but otherwise Stallions failed to reach the target that was given to him. It was a modest total. I thought it was below par, but then again I think the rhetoric is same. You win the toss, bat first. And chase has been a huge problem in this tournament. And despite Babar's, heroics for a bit, they had nothing in their batting lineup. Talk about today's game. Panthers are victorious. They managed to be clinical against the Lions. They, of course, batted first, batted brilliantly. They won the match by 84 runs. Lions failed to reach the target. They were bowled out for 199 runs. For Panthers, I think it was a superb moment for Mubassir Khan, who scored brilliantly with Haider Ali. That was a great partnership. While if you talk about Lions, apart from Imam Ul Haq, there was nobody in the batting who could probably lead that chase as well. And then if you talk about the bowling, Shadab picking up 3 wickets is going to be a good confidence sign for him as well. So that's what we discuss when we talk about the Champions Cup in detail. All there is to know. Then we move on and we discuss the Pakistan versus South Africa Women's T20 International Series in detail as well. We give you all the updates and details regarding this series. The series, of course, starts from tonight. You'll have all the action. It takes place at the Multan Cricket Stadium. Fatma Sana is going to be leading the Pakistani side's first assignment as well. Last time South Africa women's team toured Pakistan was in September 2023. And Pakistan managed to do a clean sweep 3-0 of the series. And of course, if you talk about the overall record, they've played 21 matches against each other. 10 have been won by Pakistan. 11 matches have been won by South Africa when you talk about T20 international cricket. So this is a series we're looking forward to right before the World Cup. And of course, Fatma's got a chance to try her combinations for the World Cup plans as well. Then we move on and we discuss the Asian Champions Trophy hockey tournament where China have successfully advanced to the finals. They've beaten Pakistan by virtue of a penalty shootout. Pakistan missed all their chances on a penalty shootout. They didn't have any chance there. Credit to China, but I think Pakistan still should be very proud. They've had a decent tournament. Going into the future, we need realistic goals and we decide where we go forward as well. Then we move on to Pakistan that has announced the team for the Under-17 South Asian Federation Football Cup. They've named a 23-member squad for this tournament. The team is set to depart from Islamabad. They're going to start their campaign against Nepal on the 21st, and Pakistan is placed in Group B with Bhutan, Nepal and Sri Lanka. So that's what we discuss in detail as well. And then of course we move on to the English Premier League. We discuss that in detail. All there is to talk about regarding the EPL and the latest fixtures as well. And of course talk about the leaderboard. So we talk about that in detail. Time now to introduce the guests for our segment of cricket. Joining us first of all is international cricket commentator, broadcaster, presenter and our sports expert, Asif Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmed. I'm perfect.
Thank you for joining us. We've also been joined by a cricket writer and an expert on our platform, Amal Nadeem. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, ma'am?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmed. I'm good and I am assuming that you are doing well as well.
Absolutely fantastic. A lot of cricket to discuss, so all of us are overjoyed at the moment as well. But before that, I think, like I said, it's a time to celebrate for all of us. So let's take a look at this report.
In a historic move, the Pakistan Cricket Board has appointed Salima Imtiaz as the first Pakistani woman to join the ICC International Panel of Development Umpires. This landmark achievement enables her to officiate at women's international matches and the ICC women's events. At 52, Salima, who is also the mother of international player Kainat Imtiaz, began her umpiring career with the PCB Women's Umpire Panel in 2008. She has previously officiated at notable events in 2022 and 2024 Asian Cricket Council Women's T20 Asia Cups, the 2023 ACC Emerging Women's Cup in Hong Kong, and the ACC Women's Premier Cup 2024 in Kuala Lumpur. Salima will debut in her new role during the Pakistan-South Africa Women's T20 International Series in Multan on September 16.
And there you have it. Sabah tells us regarding the illustrious career of Miss Imtiaz, and I think it's a great moment for all of us to celebrate. And like I said, that it's I think a very proud moment for Pakistanis in Pakistan and all over the world. Asif, as a broadcaster, international commentator, you travel around the world. You see people from various backgrounds that are joining the world of cricket in various formats. But how terrific is it to see a first Pakistani women umpire on the ICC panel?
Well, amazing, to be honest, that when we see that the women of the Pakistan, they're progressing, especially in cricket, it's a very, very good news for Pakistan. See, being as a broadcaster, when I see that even some of the women commentators are sitting with me and commentating, I always enjoy. Why? Just when you promote your girls, when you promote your women, it's really important because, you know, around the globe, if you see that we've been watching that women umpires all around the world, especially from India and Australia and England, and now this is the Pakistan, the historical moment. Salima Imtiaz, if you see her career starting 2008 with Pakistan Cricket Board, and let me tell you that she's mother of Kainat Imtiaz, which is a really, really good thing for me, as a daughter is an international cricketer for Pakistan and mother herself now. The first women from Pakistan now will lead to Pakistan towards ICC. Credit goes to Pakistan Cricket Board as well. This is what statement comes from Salima Imtiaz, and she said that, of course, the way Pakistan Cricket Board have given opportunities and chances to her, and she groomed day by day, and she had learned a lot. She had taken, of course, some of the courses, and then she went. We have watched in this report as well from Sabah that in 2022 she has participated in Asian Cricket Council's program, the Women Asia Cup, and then, of course, now she has nominated officially for the first time from the Pakistan. She will officiate matches in ICC, upcoming ICC World Cup in UAE. And right before that, her first assignment in Pakistan versus South Africa bilateral series, not for her, but the first assignment of Fatma Sana as well, as you said in your intro.
Absolutely.
So good luck for the both of the ladies, and we salute you.
Absolutely, we do. But like I said, it's a moment to celebrate. Amal, what would you like to add? Like I said, that internationally, when you look at the scope of umpiring as well, and Pakistan already has got an illustrious history with Aleem Dar and a lot of other people, Ehsan Raza joining the elite umpires as well. We've got notable people
Asif
there.
Yaqub.
Asif Yaqub Saab as well. But now when Miss Imtiaz joins us, it's a terrific moment to celebrate our women in Pakistan, because it really, like I said, it's going to pave out the way forward for many others like Miss Imtiaz to join this panel as well.
I mean, Ahmed, the smile on my face says it all, that I feel so pleased to see her flourishing in her career, and it is such a huge thing that it's going to be a game changer for all the women out there, that this profession that was once considered as a male dominant area, and women are making meaningful progress in this field. And as an aspiring sports journalist myself, I feel so encouraged that she is making ways for women to come and perform in this area, and I wish her all the best for the new ventures, and I hope that she goes places.
Well, certainly. I think, like I said, that we need to celebrate this. No, it's not just about honoring her by saying that we've just given out the story, but this needs to be categorically celebrated across fraternity as well. And I think it's going to be a proud moment when she officiates a first match as part of this ICC Global Development Panel. I think we really need to root for her as well, because that's going to be an amazing moment and an inspiring journey, because whenever we will talk about this in the future and have so many names, the name of Miss Salima Imtiaz would always be taken in, very first. So I think that really sets the bar really high as well. That being said, now of course we move on to the Champions One Day Cup as well. We've had some crunch games. The rhetoric has been the same: win the toss, bat first. Chase has been a ironic problem for Pakistan cricket once again. I think we're stuck in that same closet with the same skeletons over and over again. But before we discuss these games particularly, let's talk about last night's game, where markers were restricted to what I thought was a below total, but then again the Stallions just didn't make out for that chase, and there was no notable performance. Like I said, every itty gritty you get some little performances, but somebody had to lead that chase, and that didn't happen. So Asif, eventually that became a really good target, although I thought they were about 50 runs short of a good total.
Well, Ahmed, particularly if you talk about this tournament, Champions Cup, I would like to talk about some individuals, because you know that who's winning, who's losing, it's not the matter for me. The issue is that, first of all, I'll see and I'll keep an eye on the captaincy, and of course, that Rizwan is leading from the front. And everyone is talking about that he's taking good and, you know, some brave decisions on a cheeky movement, which is really good, you know, field placement. And a good thing is the way behind the stumps, he's so active, and he has taken some very good, because being wicketkeeper, if you see that diving on your right, on your left, and just placing fielding, and right before the delivery, when you're looking towards the fielders, that are they okay? So I think that he's doing phenomenal job, first of all. The second thing is that I'm little concerned, I'll show my little concern towards youngsters like Saim Ayub and Abdullah Shafiq and Umar bin Yusuf. I mean, this is a really pivotal chance for you guys, that if you're not working well, if you're not coming up with the good performances, that then it would be a huge question mark, either that the Pakistan cricket board will include you in upcoming series or not. Because if you're coming with these kind of runs, 10, 20 odd runs, and then you're throwing your wicket, especially Saim Ayub, the way he was such a brilliant talent when I watched him in domestic and especially in Qaeda Azam Trophy. But what's wrong, I think something in his mind is going on, that I'll be okay with that no-look shot. The no-look shot was, I think, gifted from the so-called coaches. And when they said that we want you to go for the big shots, and he didn't go for the big shot,
but Asif,
went for a no-look shot.
I beg your pardon, Asif, but I think the terminology is absolutely right. It's a shot you shouldn't look at because it's so horrible. So I think that's the way it has proceeded. But I agree, and I think that's why this tournament was very, very important. Because Saim is one critical example of a person who's now losing that balance of technique. But at the same time, when you talk about Umar bin Yusuf, the guy is absolutely nervous. You could see him on his face. And I think that's why this tournament is going to be very important. And I'll just give our viewers some perspective as well. The PCB in its last Board of Governors meeting has once again included this into the constitution. So now this Champions One Day Cup is going to become a regular feature. It's been properly imposed in the constitution. So I think that is a great positive sign for Pakistan, that we keep on having tournaments like these. But Amal, what would you like to add? Because obviously these are some performances that are absolutely disappointing, and we must highlight them, because at the same time some youngsters are making amends for them. We'll come to the game that was played today, where Mubassir Khan was absolutely brilliant. But at the same time, if we talk about last night's game, that there was nothing in the chase where you would, probably give Stallions that credit that they're going to chase it down.
Ahmed, specifically talking about Champions Cup, like we have already mentioned, that this was a very crucial tournament to both get new talent and to give the other players some platform to nourish their skills. And I'm quite disappointed in a lot of players, including Saim Ayub. I mean, like, please come on, move on from that shot, go from some basic straight drive or cover drive which you can eventually play. And Abdullah Shafiq as well. I feel like Abdullah was one of the most talented and technically gifted player that we had, and I was expecting a lot more from him, but he failed miserably for quite some time. And other than that, I mean, like, even if we talk about Babar, Iftikhar and Shadab, who have shown some improvement, but they're also in that radar, because I'm quite concerned about their performance, because they played very well in PSL. So how will they keep up with this performance? Would they keep this form in the international cricket as well? That's a question. But I mean, like, I'm quite pleasantly surprised about Kamran Ghulam, who has been terrific in this particular tournament. I had seen him play in President Cup as well, and he was quite impressive. So I'm vouching for new talent like Kamran, and Samad. He has been terrific as well.
Absolutely. I must give credit to Imam as well at the same time. I think he's been the only consistent light for the Lions as well. So we of course do talk about him. Asif wants to add something very particular.
Well, I think that as Amal was talking about Kamran Ghulam, see scoring 1 century and then 20, 30 odd for next 3-4 matches, I think it won't work. We require some extraordinary innings from him, and the consistency is the key. Usman Khan played good innings and he scored century. And this is what I was talking last night, that I mean, he scored century okay, but once again, I have seen some hairy-fairy shots. This is one-day cricket and 50 overs game. You'd have to spend some time over the pitch, and you'd have to follow the pitch behavior, and then you have to see that how I will accelerate. So that's the problem. If you're not learning these kind of tactics in this tournament, then I think you are not okay for international. And because the international pressure, the international cricket, it's quite different. And that's why I'm suggesting these things to Kamran Ghulam and other youngsters as well that perform with the consistency.
Well, Asif, for consistency, like I said, that it's important that we've got this stage that is being broadcast widely across Pakistani networks. That makes it very clear to the selectors as well. And I think all that unnecessary pressure, drama created on social media and some other platforms is now going to fade away, because now performances will speak for themselves. So I think it's very important for the selectors as well that now once we've got, for example, if Mubassir is scoring consistently, if Kamran Ghulam is scoring consistently, if Tayyab Tahir is scoring consistently, then we ask the question, what's stopping you from adding them into the team?
Well, that's a very important question. And when everyone is watching, and the way the guys are playing, you know that the cricket is not only batting and bowling, it's all about your attitude, the way you are behaving in the ground, over the camera and in front of the world. And then the major concern is the fielding standards. I cannot see some international standards in this tournament. That once again, that mindset which I used to see in my club cricket, that do bowling and batting in net practice, and that's it. If you're not doing extraordinary efforts in fielding, I mean, this is your personal efforts that you're putting some more time. So I think if you want to meet and if you want to go beyond international standards, then you would have to show something extraordinary efforts in all departments, not only in batting and bowling. But we can now see something extraordinary from the fast bowlers. Naseem, Shaheen Shafri, the skipper, under pressure, I don't know why. And the spinners, Zahid got 5 wickets. But once again, what kind of deliveries those were, if you have watched that? I mean, not extraordinary. So I think mindset should be changed. It should be with aggression and with proper technique. That's really important.
Absolutely. Amal, if we talk about the game that was played today, Panthers went triumphant. They were clinical when it mattered the most. They won by 84 runs against the Lions. The Lions themselves, I think, they lacked that composure in their batting order. Despite Imam, nobody's stepping up, be it Abdullah Shafiq, anybody else. They've just not, been scoring that consistently.
Yeah, Ahmed, one thing which is very good that this whole tournament is being broadcasted by both major satellite as well as OTT
yes.
platforms.
Yes, OTT, absolutely.
Yeah, so which gives everyone a chance to critically analyze where the players are going, and maybe we can get a proper squad after that. While talking about Lions, I mean, yes, I would specifically like to talk a little about Shaheen's captaincy over here, because he was under radar when he was he captained Lahore Qalandars as well. So his mindset for captaincy is not fit, in my opinion. Keeping your players in that alignment where they work hard. Again, Abdullah Shafiq, like I mentioned, he has so much potential, but maybe overconfidence that he knows that he has that technical edge, but he seems to be out of form. So at this point, many players, whether it's Shaheen, Abdullah, Saim, we are having our expectations very high from them, and they really need to back us up.
Absolutely. And I do believe, I think, despite that we're going to talk on and on again about these performances, some of them are notable. For example, I'm categorically very pleased with Mubassir Khan today. He was brilliant, and I think we need to appreciate that. But that being said, we've got a fantastic women's series that starts tonight. Let's take a look at this report.
The Multan Cricket Stadium is going to host its first ever T20 international series starting on Monday. It's going to be a 3-match T20 series between the women's cricket team of Pakistan and South Africa. Fatima Sana will lead the Pakistan team and Laura will lead the South Africa team. Both the captains have unveiled the shiny bright trophy through Multan. This is a big deal because it's the first time the Multan Cricket Stadium is hosting a T20 series and a women's international series. In the past, the stadium has hosted 11 ODIs and 6 test matches. These 3 matches will help both teams prepare for the upcoming ICC Women's T20 World Cup happening next month in the United Arab Emirates. South Africa, who came second in the last ICC Women's T20 World Cup, are visiting Pakistan for the second time in 2 years. This upcoming series against South Africa will be a good test for our team to get ready for the T20 World Cup.
Well, there you have it. All you need to know in this report by Malaika. The series starts tonight at the Multan Cricket Stadium. The last time South Africa women were here, we got a chance to bring you their exclusive interviews. We talked to most of them, and of course we talked to the Pakistani side as well, and at that time we won the series 3-0. So we completed a clean sweep, a whitewash in this series. But it's a great competitive edge as well. Asif, what would you like to add about the series? My particular bone of contention would be that for us, we've not really revised our targets. We've been stuck between 120s and 30s. We now need to go beyond them for international cricket.
Well, I think good thing is that we brought a very young and talented captain, and we're out from those, thinking that Sana Dar is leading Pakistan side.
Nida Dar, yes.
Nida Dar,
Yes.
I beg your pardon. Nida Dar is leading Pakistan side. See Fatma Sana, first of all, being an all-rounder, if you see her record, a stellar record, she's really energetic. And Pakistan had a very good track record against South Africa. We played 22 games, out of them 12 we have won, and our away record is very brilliant. And right before World Cup, it's a really important series for Pakistan. You could see your bowlers, batters, the way they perform, and you're playing home series once again. Confidence should be high sky. And why I'm talking about always that if you're not coming up with good confidence and you're just losing your enthusiasm and you're not up to the mark, then you cannot produce good results. It's very easy. So it's the first assignment in the captaincy of Fatma Sana. I would like to say good luck to our young girls that go play well and prepare yourself for upcoming T20 World Cup. It's really important, Ahmed, because right after this we'll go to UAE and Pakistan will play this T20 World Cup. So if you are preparing yourself and keeping in mind that we'll go for the World Cup, then it would really help you.
Well, one thing has been a hallmark of Pakistan cricket, be it men's or women's cricket, that we like to make all these tweaks and changes right before an ICC tournament. So we do it with the women's side as well. But I think on the plus side of it, at least Fatima now has a chance to make up her own plans. Maybe a squad that she likes. She's got plenty to see in this series as well. 3 T20s will give you an idea. Amal, what would you like to add about this series, especially Fatima's new assignment now? And like I said, that our targets need to be revised. 120 30s, Pakistan's been comfortable. But, giving those 150 plus targets has now become a norm in women's cricket as well.
Yeah. Ahmed, firstly, I would really want to urge Multan people that please go and support our women teams, because it's high time that we start giving them the same importance that we give to our male cricket team, because it's as clear as day that the difference between the two teams is high when it comes to appreciation and giving them opportunities. So I really would want people to go and support the team in the stadium as well. Secondly, yes, it's a new venture, it's a new assignment for Fatma, and I was kind of satisfied with our performance in the Asia Cup. We qualified for the semi-final. We put up a good fight till the very last ball, so which means that we have the potential, we can do better, and with the World Cup approaching, I think that this series might become a really good step for improvement, and let's hope for the best. And I really would want to wish our team all the best for both the series and the World Cup.
Well, one thing, Amal, is across the board that all of us have been stressing, and I think from your word of mouth as well, we can talk about this, that we need to increase the share of matches for our women cricketers. The gap is just too humongous. I mean, if they're playing a series right now, you look at the last cricket that they played, is going to be astonishing. And then, of course, on the domestic front of as well, you got to treat it as a separate subject, because you won't be able to increase your pool of players. If you look at these 15 or 16 girls, apart from that, you won't have a bench strength ready to replace them.
Yeah, I would like to add this one thing over here, that last time I also mentioned about IPL. India is now coming with WPL, where women are playing, and our domestic cricket is also entirely based on men. So I think when PCB, PCB needs to be the jack of all spades, that they say, right? So when you are focusing on the male cricket, you have to come up with the same ideas for the female cricket as well. Bring, maybe make a board which is all about creating opportunities about women, their domestic background tournaments, and maybe I think like PSL, making women PSL might be a longer shot, but one day.
Well, I'm absolutely astonished, because women's PSL and women's cricket as a separate subject have been the hallmark of my career rebellious journey. But I don't know. I'm thankful to Amal that she also raises the voice. But hopefully, I think sanity is going to prevail, and we discuss that, in detail as well. But Asif, obviously, we need to increase the share of matches, the pool of players, because and I think it won't be a bad idea, even if you don't work towards women PSL immediately, at least get Pakistan A tours for the women's side as well. That can help actually.
Well, I think right before you should start college cricket, university cricket for women. I think it will help you a lot.
Yeah, we're still waiting for girls' school cricket. That still hasn't happened.
Even, Chairman Pakistan Cricket Board Mohsin Naqvi has started that school cricket for boys' school cricket. I mean, now you should start that girls' school and college, girls' college cricket. It's really important. When the girls are, they will start their career from school and college. Of course, that it will bring some energy, not only, and we should support them. And I would like to say to the parents, I mean, this is the best time. If your daughter wants to play cricket, please allow her. Because, I mean, you will get, when they will go to club, of course, that in Rawalpindi, Islamabad, you see that many clubs, they are now offering different and separate girls' net sessions.
Facilities as well.
So it's good,
Absolutely.
And not only this, Ahmed, first class cricket, 4-day cricket for women.
Imperative.
Yeah.
And we said this before as well, that if you don't have test status yet, you can at least start your own 3-day, 4-day cricket. That definitely is going to help the technique and give them temperament as well. But thank you very much, Asif and Amal, for joining us in our cricket segment. That being said, we now move on to hockey. Let's take a look at this report.
In a thrilling semi-final clash at the Asian Hockey Champions Trophy, China secured their place in the final after a dramatic penalty shootout against Pakistan. Despite their efforts, Pakistan struggled to convert their chances during the shootout. This allowed China to advance with a 2-0 win in shootout. The regular time of the match saw an intense battle between the two sides, each scoring one goal. The first goal came from China in second quarter, while Pakistan's Ahmed Nadeem found the back of the net in the third quarter. China will face India in the final of the Asian Hockey Champions Trophy 2024. Meanwhile, Pakistan to take on South Korea for third place on September 17.
There you have it. Sabah tells us the details in this report. Pakistan, of course, lost to China. China have qualified for the final up against India. Pakistan now play a third position match with the bronze medal against Korea. To discuss this further, we have been joined by expert and, of course, fitness trainer, somebody who's been part and parcel of the Pakistan hockey team as well. Mr. Khattak joins us. Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you?
Wa alaikum salam, Ahmed. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm sure that you're disappointed. So am I, but you're the more disappointed one. I can see it. But let's just analyze this game first of all, and then I will ask you the million-dollar question. Why do we fail in penalty shootouts?
Yes, I'm very disappointed. Even today is a very bad day for us. We lost from China for the first time in a FIH event. This is, I mean to say, FIH scheduled event. So we lost from China on plenty shootout. Ahmed, in previous 3 tournaments, we lost 2 major events on shootout. Last time, as Lansha final, we lost from Japan on shootout, and today from China on shootout. So today in 4 shootouts, we did not score a single goal. So this is very bad luck. You can say not bad luck. We did not try for it. We did not execute proper training. So in the camp, in Islamabad camp, the coach should work on a plenty shootout. We should learn from the past. The past is this: we lost from Japan in Aslan Shah final, so we should work on shootout. Ahmed, and when we are discussing hockey, I always discuss with you that the best team always work on small area of specialization, like plenty corner defensive skill, how you defend plenty corner, like Harmanpreet. If Harmanpreet, Indian shooter, he direct flicker, if he direct a flick, how you defend it. Same, if you hit a plenty corner, so how you will hit it. Today we get a 5 plenty corner, no score. So in same, now Ahmed, in ground we have different zone, different areas, so we should work on this. Plenty shootout is the main major area in hockey, modern hockey. Ahmed, today China planned for it. So they won the match because they studied us. They watch our match. They
knew our weak point was penalty.
Exactly. They know we will win this match on plenty basis because they read our past performance. They know Pakistan is weak on plenty shootouts.
But Najib, obviously we can't just say that we were bad at penalty shootouts. Like you mentioned, if we were unable to convert 5 penalty corners, then I think the game is already lost from your hands.
Exactly. Ahmed, second thing, goalkeeper. If you watch the previous tournament, Aslan Shah Japan match, Abdullah was goalkeeper, and suddenly today the goalkeeper is changed. So I don't know what the coaching is doing in the camp. The camp is for that you measure and you analysis your weak points. So what is our weak points? So you make a good goalkeeper for the plenty shootout, and you make a 5-6 player prepare for this situation.
So you can identify them before that. If we move on to a penalty shootout, these are certain set of players who are specialists in those departments.
Exactly. Last time Pakistani players Hanan Shahid tried for it, Rana Waheed and Hamad Bhatt. These 3 guys today, they were not on the occasion, and also goalkeeper is changed. So I don't know what was their planning and strategies, and these things make a team changes. So China totally work on defend. They allow Pakistani to attack, and they defend for in the last occasion, and on the plenty shootout they easily beat us.
Absolutely. I think it became a one-sided affair in penalty shootouts. We failed all attempts that we had. Not even one of them got close as well. But that being said, we discussed this before as well, me and Najib, that the way forward should be very, very calculated. You need to identify your targets and you should know what you're doing. So obviously they play the 3rd position match in Najib. That is obviously a ceremonial match that is remaining. But after that, what should be the planning and strategy from here onwards for Pakistan hockey, especially for penalty shootouts?
Exactly. First of all, Pakistan hockey has some bad news. Abu Bakr Mahmood ACL in last match meniscus injured. He got injured. He is a plenty corner specialist. Second battery Sufyan. These two are best flickers. Ahmed, the shocking things I seen in the Pakistan bench when the cameraman showed the Pakistan bench, they are giving only dates to the player. Ahmed, in modern sports, date is not enough for the recovery. So we need electrolyte, we need an energy drink, short energy drink. So who give you a short-term recovery, and you go in the pitch. So dates take a huge time for digestion and give you energy. So medical doctor, specialist physiotherapist, these things is very mandatory in modern hockey. So our players today, I seen they are tired. Mostly players have injury, like Abu Bakr out from the event, and now today I seen Hanan Shahid also got 2-time ball on his foot and he got injured. So for tomorrow match, their recovery, their mental stiffness, their mental fatigue, their physical stiffness, this is very complicated.
I hope you don't recommend pickle juice. Anything rather than that should be okay, because that becomes very tricky for the players. But Najib, thank you very much for joining us. You've been highlighting all of these steps and again, and I think it's now up to the Pakistan Hockey Federation to actually work on these steps and plan the next future as well. That being said, we move on to football, and to discuss this further, we've been joined by our sports expert, Mr. Ali Mehdi. Assalamu alaikum, Ali. How are you?
Welcome, Salam. I'm very well, Ahmed. How are you?
Well, Ali, I'm very well as well. Ali, thank you very much for joining us. We talk about the English Premier League, Ali, and I think the first game to talk about is Newcastle United, that have triumphed, and they were brilliant. And we've been talking about these games again and again, that, I remember me and you had this chat as well, where I said that I tip Newcastle to be the next big thing in the Premier League in the next couple of seasons. So how would you identify their campaign so far?
Well, it's been an interesting campaign, and we've only had match week four match weeks, and Newcastle have done extremely well. They're currently at second position. They've actually managed to get about 10 points, and they've done extremely well for themselves. Yesterday, they were 1-0 down, but managed to score 2 late goals, which actually catapulted them to about 10 points. So they've done very well for themselves. But other than that, there are other teams actually who've done extremely well this weekend. I think the big one we need to talk about is the North London derby between Arsenal and Tottenham, and Arsenal were extremely good on the day. Defensively, they were very equipped, very good, and they got through a set piece, through a corner. Gabriel scored an incredible header, due to which they actually managed to once again win and get on to 10 points. So I think Arsenal are showing while their defensive prowess is so strong, and because of that, they've actually done very well to chase that Man City, which are still on 12 points.
How on earth do you win a game with just 34% possession? I think Tottenham should be held accountable for having most of the possession and still not being able to convert it to a goal.
Well, this is the problem with Tottenham. It's a year and year again. We see the same story again and again. And Tottenham, they had so much possession. They were in the box of Arsenal, but they just could not penetrate. They could not get into that Arsenal box, and they couldn't really do much. And you have to give credit to Arsenal, because they actually tactically they got it completely right. They didn't really trouble the Arsenal goal, and because of that, they didn't manage to they didn't really manage to actually get the most of it. And because of that, this is the same story with Tottenham every year. Until they don't fix these problems and are more penetrative in the big games, they're going to continue to suffer, and they definitely won't manage to actually chase for those top 4 spots.
Absolutely. Well, I think that for Arsenal, Ali, we've discussed this season on and again that they start off brilliantly. They have a stellar campaign. Towards the very end, it becomes theirs to lose, and that's where they've probably struggled in the last half of the league in previous seasons as well.
Yes, they've done that over the past 2 seasons. This time they had a bit of a blip in the third match week, where they actually drew 1-1 when Declan Rice got sent off against Brighton. But I thought they were brilliant, and they showed yesterday why that they are going to be Manchester City's fiercest challengers. And if they continue to put that sort of defensive prowess, they are going to challenge them. Ahmed, I've said it again and again on Sports Extra that if you have a strong defensive unit, you're going to definitely chase for the title, because it's defense which wins you league. It's not attack. It's not your goal attack, but it's your defense who wins your league. And Arsenal have been brilliant now.
Well, certainly another game to talk about is Chelsea 1-0 triumphant over their, of course, opponents Bournemouth as well. A pretty walk in the park as well. But how would you highlight their campaign so far?
Well, it was a good campaign, a bit of a mixed campaign, for Chelsea too. They lost their first game to Man City, but they've done pretty well after that. They've managed to actually, I believe they've gotten about 9 points. They've done very well for themselves. A stellar for second match which they had, and second match obviously was the third match which was interesting, and then the fourth match they did very well yesterday. And it's interestingly, it was Manchester United's player who's on loan to Chelsea, Jadon Sancho, who assisted and was brilliant, and Kono who actually scored the goal. So it will be interesting to see how Chelsea are going to fare, because Chelsea, we talk about the transfers and so many players they have and players they have at their disposal, but if they can get the most of that, and they can actually get a good unit and could play a good sense of football, I think they will actually try to challenge for that top 5 position.
Well, Ali Mehdi, the developing story around the world right now is Manchester City's hearing on 115 charges of breaching the EPL code of conduct as well. There are still questions, and there are rumors that there is a possibility they can be kicked out of the Premier League. How would you follow this development?
No, that's a very, very good question you asked me. 115 charges, it had to happen one day. It's going to start now. I believe it's starting this week or something, and now it's going to go on. So, Manchester, it had to be done, sooner rather than later. Now that it's begun, these charges are very severe, and because of these transfer embargo and, these wrong transfers they've done over the years, there is a good opportunity that they could get banned. I mean, and if you talk about the most severe charges, they could get a points deduction. I won't say that they will probably lose their titles, but they could get a points deduction at the most. But it'll be interesting to see over the next few weeks how they are actually solve these legal disputes, because Manchester City have got the best lawyers, legal counsel, and they'll try their best to and prove their innocence in court.
Absolutely, Ali Mehdi. Now, of course, we have to talk about Pakistan announcing their under-17 squad to participate in the SAF championship as well. 23-member squad has been announced. This is the future of Pakistan football. How important is this tournament going to be for these individuals?
Extremely important. Today they got the NOC and managed. They're actually as we speak, the Pakistani team is on flight to Bhutan via Dubai, and we can only wish them the best. They are the future, and you could see how much football is developing in Pakistan. They have their tournament which is going to take place on 20th to obviously to about 30th September, and we have great hopes on this team. And if they can play to their full potential, I think they're going to play very well. And with their first match against Iran, I actually do feel that this team has got everything in its potential to actually cause some upsets and do well along the way.
Absolutely, certainly. Thank you very much, Mr. Ali Mehdi, for joining us for our segment of football. That, of course, wraps it up. But before we go, we've got a very special birthday wish to send out to a very important part of the PTV World family. Mr. Sheikh Shahryar has got his birthday. So congratulations to you, Mr. Shahryar. A very happy birthday to you. And a lot more is coming your way, of course. And I think we always call you by the nickname of PM. So keep on enjoying yourself and have a great day forward. It's a happy birthday to you, Sherry, from all of us here at Sports Extra. That wraps it up from me and the entire team. It's goodbye for now.